This is Good Morning Suncoast. We're here for you.
Good morning, everyone. Glad to have you with us on this Tuesday. I'm Jacqueline Matter.
I'm Ray Collins. May the 16th. Let's get to that hot and steamy forecast. John, it sounds like August-type temperatures out there.
Yeah, absolutely. It's certainly 4th of July temperatures. We'll see mid-90s in inland locations today. Hit 94 around here yesterday, and I'll tell you what, the beat just goes on right straight through the week as well. Definitely middle of summer kind of stuff, and hopefully you like that kind of thing, because I don't see any changes coming our way. No cold front's going to approach us anytime soon. Also, the humidity will be increasing over the next several days. Let's take a look at the maps. We're looking at pretty sunny conditions across the central part of the state of Florida again today, with no rain in the forecast. Daytime highs will top out in the low 90s. 10%, that's it, chance of rain. Complete forecast coming up in a minute. Back to you guys.
All right, talk to you soon. Thank you, John. The only red right now in Manatee County is heading toward 301 on State Road 70. Otherwise, pretty clear right now. Farther south, a few more spots of congestion. First off on US 41. We see the one going away from Bee Ridge northbound, also passing over Fruitville, and also on 41 heading northbound. And South County is all clear at this hour at 6:02 on this Tuesday morning.
Topping our news this hour, the White House pushing back against a report that President Trump shared classified information with Russian officials at the White House last week.
Reporter Reed Binion has a range of reaction this morning.
It is very, very, very damaging.
House Minority Leader Democrat Nancy Pelosi reacting to a report that President Trump shared highly classified information with Russian officials last week.
This is a very serious matter. This is a code word source, highly classified information revealed to an adversarial country.
The president met Wednesday with Russian Foreign Minister Sergei Lavrov and Russian Ambassador to the U.S. Sergei Kislyak. The Washington Post first reported Monday that Trump gave them details about how ISIS hopes to use laptop computers as bombs on planes. Two former officials with knowledge of the situation tell CNN that the main points of the Post story are accurate. The administration is pushing back on the report.
At no time were intelligence sources or methods discussed. I was in the room. It didn't happen.
The problem? The Washington Post report didn't say that Trump had revealed sources and methods, a point underscored by the paper's national security correspondent Greg Miller.
The White House is playing word games here to that effect to try to blunt the impact of this story.
The concern is that the Russians could use what Trump did tell them to figure out the highly sensitive source of the information. In the wake of the news, even some Republicans are expressing concern. Senator Bob Corker saying of the administration, quote, "They are in a downward spiral right now and have got to figure out a way to come to grips with all that's happening." I'm Reed Binion reporting.
Last week's meeting with that Russian foreign minister happened the day after the president fired the FBI director, in part about his campaign's alleged ties to Russia. Other news now, the parents of the Penn State student who died in a frat house are now speaking out, and they're not happy. A grand jury found 19-year-old Tim Piazza was forced to drink dangerous amounts of alcohol in a short amount of time. Prosecutors say surveillance video shows he was unable to stand and repeatedly fell, including down a staircase. His parents have strong words for the classmates who didn't dial 911 for some 12 hours.
In my mind, it was murder. They let him suffer for 12 hours. They let him die a very slow death. It's not any way anybody should ever be treated. There were people in that house that knew he was dying, and when they knew that death was imminent the next morning, they waited 42 minutes to call for help while they told people to clean up, cover up the evidence, get rid of it. This wasn't boys being boys. This was criminal activity.
And get this, the parents asked the doctors if their son would have survived if the frat brothers called 911 earlier, and the doctors said yes.
The opioid epidemic is severe across the Suncoast, the state, and the nation. But a new drug is taking on a life of its own where many say it shouldn't even exist. And the real question is becoming, how did it get there? A highly potent drug is being blamed for an inmate death in Wisconsin. Investigators there say it was found in the body of an inmate who died at a corrections facility. 2 weeks ago, 52-year-old inmate Lawrence McMorris was found unresponsive and later died at the hospital. His death is being attributed to carfentanil, which is a compound found in elephant tranquilizer and is 50 times more powerful than heroin. Now many are wondering how such a substance could get into the jail in the first place. That's the question that continues to linger over the Milwaukee County Corrections Facility. However, a medical examiner's office is now considering McMorris's death accidental.
Well, here we go again. Florida Governor Rick Scott is getting a new chief of staff, which will be his 6th in 6 years. Kim McDougal is stepping down July 1st from the job she's held since March of 2016. She previously had several other positions within the governor's office. McDougal has worked for the state for 28 years and says she's leaving to pursue opportunities in the private sector. Her successor has not yet been named.
It's been another record year of tourism for the Sunshine State. Governor Rick Scott says more than 31 million people have visited Florida during the first 3 months of 2017. He says that's the highest number of quarterly visitors in state history. Meanwhile, nearly 113 million people visited Florida last year, and that increase is also evident at some of our airports. Tampa International Airport is reporting it had its busiest March and April in airport history. It served nearly 4 million passengers over the past 2 months, beating the record set in 2007 by more than 50,000 people. And the Punta Gorda and Charlotte County airports have also seen an increase in passengers as well. Last month, over 120,000 passengers used the Charlotte County airport.
3, 2.
Well, SpaceX successfully launched its 6th aircraft of the year on Monday evening. The Inmarsat 5 F4 took off from Florida's Kennedy Space Center. The commercial satellite will orbit the Earth to help improve high-speed broadband connections for a London-based satellite firm.
And students from one Florida elementary school had lunch yesterday with some manatees. Yeah, they were at the SeaWorld facility. 3rd, 4th, and 5th grade students from an Orlando school have been growing and harvesting lettuce at their school. SeaWorld says the students mean a lot for the future of protecting manatees.
This kind of passion and this kind of effort by this age group is exactly what SeaWorld and every rescue facility out there wants to see for the manatees.
The students had donated more than 1,000 heads of lettuce to SeaWorld since February. As a thank you, the park is allowing the students to, ready, sleep over at SeaWorld, giving them the chance to interact with the manatees and other animals at the park. All adults are going home, and the kids are allowed to sleep over with the animals.
Oh my God.
Not really.
What an experience for those kids.
What a neat little field trip that is.
I want to go. That sounds fun.
Manatees look very happy, too, with all that lettuce in the water. That's great stuff. We have, again, a very warm afternoon. A little chance of rainfall, unfortunately, but at least we don't have to deal with hurricanes quite yet, you know.
Good point. Yeah.
I guess we can always look on the bright side.
All right, thanks so much, Don. Coming up on Good Morning Suncoast, we'll explore the century-old Ringling Brothers presence in Sarasota and the legacy that circus is leaving behind.
SRQ Performance Parts provides parts and accessories from over 300 manufacturers, so you can get that new manifold, carburetor, gasket, bolt kit, or nitrous oxide system fast. We'll help you beat the competition. Call or visit SRQ Performance Parts online today for all your high-performance parts and advice.
Enjoy some of the best Suncoast restaurants on me. Just go to mysuncoast.com/dining, sign up for the newsletter if you haven't already, and you can win a $50 gift card to a restaurant in our area. We'll pick a winner each week, so go on our website and sign up now.
I'm calling in regards about my mother, and I'm here, and I just want to thank you because it saved my mother's life yesterday. And I'd like to know the names of the people that came in and saved her. It's a wonderful thing. Thank you.
With Life Alert, one touch of a button can get you help fast.
For a free Life Alert brochure, call 1-800-962-4112. That's 1-800-962-4112. Call now, 1-800-962-4112.
Hi, I'm Chef Judy. Every Wednesday morning, I'll be with the chefs at the Publix Aprons Cooking School, serving up the most wonderful dishes. Watch Aprons in the Kitchen every Wednesday on ABC7's Good Morning Suncoast.
You only have one life. Are you gambling with it? 1 in 3 adults have high blood pressure. Not knowing your numbers could cause you to lose, big time. Luckily, you can turn the odds in your favor by getting your blood pressure checked today. Don't leave your health to chance. Learn more at heart.org/HPV.
I heard about the Detoli Cancer Center through friends of mine who had been treated here and were very pleased with the treatment.
If there is prostate cancer, we at the Detoli Cancer Center will find it using 3D color flow Doppler ultrasound.
And that helped precisely identify where my cancer was. I can tell you that you will not find a finer, more professional team of clinicians anywhere in the world.
It's Lincoln's summer sales event here at Alex Karras Lincoln. Drive a brand new 2017 Lincoln MKC Sports Utility for $249 per month or 2017 MKZ for $299 per month. We are proud to introduce the newest addition to the Lincoln lineup, the all-new 2017 Lincoln Continental. We have a great selection and ready for immediate delivery. Alex Karras Lincoln, affordable luxury, winner of the prestigious 2015 President's Award, serving Florida's Suncoast since 1978. We are located 2 miles north of the Sarasota-Bradenton Airport on US 41.
For the last decade, S&S Motorsports of Sarasota has built custom high-performance vehicles for demanding clients worldwide. They're now bringing their 50-plus years of combined build expertise to the parts business. SRQ Performance Parts is your one-stop shop for all your performance parts and accessories.
Now, the official Suncoast weather with ABC7 meteorologist John Scalzi.
72 degrees our air temperature. We have fairly clear skies out there right now. Dew points are warm, coming in at 67, almost at the 70-degree mark. And it will be today. We'll hit the 70-degree mark today. Didn't quite have a sustained period of 70-degree dew points in quite some time. So as we head into this afternoon, I think you will notice it becoming probably one of the hotter days that we have seen since last summer. And that because the air temperature is going to be high and because the dew points are going to be very high as well. East-northeast wind comes in at about 8. We have temperatures across the region that are generally in the 70-degree mark, a little bit cooler near the inland areas, a little bit warmer right along the immediate coastline, but only by a few degrees. Our temperatures today will be generally in the mid-90s in inland areas and low to mid-90s as you head near the coast. Hit 94 yesterday. So the fire danger indexes across our area continue to rise again today. Now we had a little bit of a brief downward trend in the fire danger index, which is kind of a combination of various factors, including soil moisture, because of the rain showers over the weekend. But it certainly didn't aid in preventing fires, obviously, with the big Northport fire. For today, most areas are going to be in the very high category. We don't have any extreme categories yet, but I bet we will by the time we hit the next couple of days. I bet we start to see a couple of these areas that are in red right now climb up into the highest category, which is extreme. So again, fire danger very high across the region. We have a couple of double-barrel low-pressure areas back to the west, which are going to produce some very heavy rainfall across parts of the open plains, but we don't get any of that. We stay under the influence of this big ridge of high pressure, which sits right out in the Atlantic Ocean and kind of noses back in across the state into the Gulf waters. That's going to bring us an easterly wind flow today, and that easterly wind might be a little bit stronger than it was 24 hours ago. That'll keep our sea breeze pretty close to the coastline, I think. But a little bit of moisture down to the south will try to work its way northward over the next several days, kind of chipping away at that high pressure ridge. And that'll increase our rain chances a little bit tomorrow. So watch for warm temperatures again today, coastal showers, and then that increasing humidity as that moisture from the south lifts north. We'll look for plenty of sunshine around today. UV indexes will be high, coming in at about an 11, which is about as high as you get, so be sure and wear the sunscreen. Satellite view and radar view don't show much in the way of any kind of action across our region, though we did have some showers around the mouth of Charlotte Harbor yesterday. We have a chance at seeing some isolated thunderstorm activity across our region, but it's really back to the west where the big storms are going to happen. Possibility of long-track tornadoes as well today, large tornadoes, so that may be in the news a little bit later on. Kansas, Nebraska, Oklahoma, and Texas all in line. Dry air indicated here by the tan contours right over the state of Florida assure us lots of sunshine. And again, maybe a few scattered showers near the coast starting at around 4 or 5 o'clock today and then lasting till about 10 o'clock tonight as they move out into Gulf waters and die out. So the forecast calls for a 10% chance of a coastal shower today. Better chances tomorrow, but the best chance comes over the weekend. Back to you.
All right, thank you so much, John. Taking a look at Suncoast roadways this morning. Manatee County seeing an increase in traffic across the area, but nothing really to be concerned about. I-75 looking good as we head into Sarasota County. 41 and 301 also looking good. Fruitvale, Bee Ridge, and Clark Road not seeing a whole lot of congestion. As well, pretty quiet throughout South County as well. No accidents across the Suncoast this morning. After 146 years, the Ringling Brothers Barnum and Bailey Circus will end performances for good on Sunday.
But the circus is not closing, just the one named Ringling. But as our Scott Dennis shows us, Sarasota would not be what it is today without a man named John Ringling.
John Ringling's influence in Sarasota is hard to miss. He developed the John Ringling Estates and what would become St. Armand's Circle. And today, the city he called home proudly displays his name at
one of the nation's finest art museums,
Ringling Boulevard,
a symbol of a city,
a shopping center slated for redevelopment,
a world-class art college,
even a barber shop and a pizza place.
Yes, Ringling's name is everywhere, and it's hard to imagine what Sarasota would be if he hadn't brought his circus here a century ago.
It wouldn't be as artistic, and he really has created, I think, the most interesting community for anyone interested in the arts to live here, because you've got everything. You've got ballet, the opera, you have everything, and it's because it all started here.
John Ringling made sure his museum, art collection, and magnificent home, Cottazon, would all be donated to the state. In 1927, he brought his circus here, the Sarasota Herald announcing Ringling's plans. The circus's winter home went up off Beneva Road, north of Fruitville. Performers fell in love with the area and moved here permanently, raising new generations of circus performers, many of whom joined the Sailor Circus, the greatest little show on earth.
This program started in 1949 because there were so many Ringling artists homing here in Sarasota, and so its historical value is immeasurable, really. These were donations from Ringling. They are probably from we're guessing like the 50s.
Jennifer Mitchell is the managing director of the Circus Arts Conservatory, an organization founded by former Ringling performers Pedro Reyes and Dolly Jacobs to keep the circus tradition alive and thriving.
The circus heritage here in Sarasota is worldwide. Yeah. People in Europe know Sarasota for its circus history, honestly. And it's just something that's unique to America and unique to the world.
That history is on display every day at the Ringling's Circus Museum.
Can you imagine 40 horses, 40 match black horses just going down your hometown? Yeah. The ground would have just shaken.
Deborah Walk is Ringling's Assistant Director of Legacy and Circus.
What is closing is the Ringling Brothers Barnum and Bailey Circus. What is not closing is the human desire to be daring and to fly through the air.
It's a wonderful thing, you know, watching the audience arrive and come to see our shows, because it's tri-generation. You'll have grandchildren, their parents, and their parents all come to see the same show, you know, and it's lifelong memories.
And they all enjoy it. It is, and it's wonderful memories.
All agree John Ringling's impact on Sarasota is as astounding as the acts in his circus that thrilled audiences for generations. From the arts to a resort area and the bridge that connects it to the mainland, Sarasota will be forever grateful his vision and circus heritage live on.
I think John Ringling would be incredibly proud of what Sailor Circus is and what it does today for the youth and how it will continue. They've embraced something that he brought here to Sarasota. They're continuing it and they're loving what they're doing, not to mention all of the wonderful traits that they'll take into their lives. And as Dolly says, if they keep circus in their heart, we know it'll continue.
Well, two other footnotes to the story now. John Ringling wrote in his will that the Ringling Museum, Cottazon, where they lived, and the Circus Museum had to be free to the public 1 day a week. So every Monday, admission is free at the Ringling. Also, the Circus Arts Conservatory will be part of this summer's Smithsonian Folklife Festival in Washington, D.C. To learn more about this, where the first ever Big Top will go up on the National Mall, go to our website at mysuncoast.com and find this story.
Certainly an interesting story there altogether. And as Ringling Brothers gets ready to close that curtain for good, the owner of the circus is preparing to debut their newest live show. Feld Entertainment in Ellington is announcing its new Marvel Universe Live, Marvel fans can see their favorite superheroes and villains, of course, as well, all in one place. Characters from Guardians of the Galaxy, Spider-Man, and the Avengers. The show will premiere on July 7th in Los Angeles and will tour the U.S. and Canada through 2019. The tour will also make stops in Tampa as well as 4 other Florida cities.
Now, there are some Ringling Circus buffs who are very angry at Feld for shutting down that circus.
Yes, I've heard all about that.
Yes, I talked to an avid local collector, and that story is going to air Thursday, a special report at 5 p.m. about the responses of some circus buffs, how they feel about the end of the Ringling.
Looking forward to watching that.
Thank you. Still ahead of Good Morning Suncoast. Switching gears here, an interesting interview connected to former NFL star Aaron Hernandez.
What his fiancée is now saying about the circumstances surrounding his death in prison. That's next.
If you're trying to balance caring for your mother and being a mother to your children, we can help. It's what we do. Call Granny Nannies today.
A helping hand and a gentle heart.
This is an important medical announcement. Xarelto and Pradaxa have been linked to uncontrollable bleeding and even death. If you've been prescribed one of these drugs and have experienced these dangerous side effects, you may be entitled to substantial compensation. Studies show that Pradaxa can cause more heart attacks than warfarin, and other countries have already issued safety warnings against this drug. Call now for a free assessment of your case and potential money damages. The call is confidential, there's no cost, and you may be eligible. Juries have awarded millions of dollars to Pradaxa victims, and thousands of Xarelto victims are filing their legal cases. Call the Drug Watch hotline if you or a loved one used Xarelto or Pradaxa and experienced uncontrollable bleeding, brain hemorrhage, or even death. You must call now.
Call 800-793-6055. 800-793-6055.
The kitchen is where life happens. Minnesota Flooring now offers a wide variety of beautiful quality craft-made cabinetry to make sure the heart of your home reflects your style. Visit us today.
It's no small wonder anybody loves it all.
I just love art that moves me.
No small.
I mean, really moves me.
One.
Sunset Fiat of Sarasota presents No Small Wonder. High performance style. Let the art of Fiat move you.
Is your old garage door stuck or broken? Would a new one give you a lift? Let Precision Door Overhead Garage Door Service of Sarasota come to the rescue with prompt and affordable repair service. Replacement doors come with an array of styles and colors, and they are rated to meet and exceed Florida standards. From estimates to installation, your satisfaction is our priority. If you're not 100% satisfied with any product, service, or installation, we will make it right, because Precision Door Service is a name you can trust.
My dad is my hero, and I wanted to give him a chance to live life and be happy. Granny Nannies has been a huge help. It has contributed to the health and happiness of my dad, for sure.
A helping hand and a gentle heart.
You can't tell it's going to be in the 90s yet, can you?
No, you cannot.
Heading toward a hot day on the Suncoast.
I was trying to figure out what that little blinking light at the top was, but I thought my eyes were deceiving.
Probably a cell phone antenna.
There you go. Looking
over the tops of the Van Wezel roof there toward Longboat Key.
Looks peaceful right now.
Yeah. 6:25 on a Tuesday morning.
Well, a surprising new revelation from the fiancé of former NFL star Aaron Hernandez.
As reporter Candace Gibson tells us, she does not believe he took his own life in prison.
In this morning's GMA First Look, Shayana Jenkins Hernandez speaking out for the first time since the death of her fiancé, Aaron Hernandez, appearing on Dr. Phil.
He informed me that indeed Aaron was deceased, and at first I thought it was a hoax.
Police ruled Hernandez's death a suicide after he was found hanging in his jail cell last month.
I don't think this was a suicide. He was very positive, so excited to come home.
Hernandez was serving a life sentence for the 2013 murder of his friend, Odin Lloyd. That conviction erased by a Massachusetts judge following his death. But Shayanna believes he truly died an innocent man.
I had asked him if he was involved, and he said no. That's all I needed.
And coming up at 7 a.m., Dan Abrams weighs in live on the case. With your GMA First Look, I'm Candace Gibson, ABC News, New York.
Depression is a tangle of multiple symptoms. That's why there's Trintellix, a prescription medication for depression. Trintellix may help you take a step forward in improving your depression. Tell your healthcare professional right away if your depression worsens or you have unusual changes in mood, behavior, or thoughts of suicide. Antidepressants can increase these in children, teens, and young adults. Do not take with MAOIs. Tell your healthcare professional about your medications, including migraine, psychiatric, and depression medications, to avoid a potentially life-threatening condition. Increased risk of bleeding or bruising may occur, especially if taken with NSAID pain relievers, aspirin, or blood thinners. Manic episodes or vision problems may occur in some people. May cause low sodium levels. The most common side effects were nausea, constipation, and vomiting. Trintellix had no significant impact on weight in clinical trials. Ask your healthcare professional about Trintellix.
Here we go. We're gonna go out there in the rain. Gonna get wet. All right, here we go. Okay, quick. Oh yeah, yes. So much fun. Mwah.
Enjoy some of the best Suncoast restaurants on me. Just go to mysuncoast.com/dining, sign up for the newsletter if you haven't already, and you can win a $50 gift card to a restaurant in our area. We'll pick a winner each week, so go on our website and sign up now.
What Florida city is best known for spaceflight?
Cape Carnival.
Cape Carnival? Close enough. What condiment includes vinegar, molasses, and anchovies?
Westchester sauce.
Close enough. And now, a word from our sponsors.
One-off from the Florida Lottery. Now available for pick 2, 3, 4, and 5 games. Miss by one on any or all numbers and still win.
Today, everyone is looking for carpeting that lasts longer. G. Fried has you covered with Karastan. With a legacy of quality and integrity, we provide you with a huge selection of Karastan carpets with exclusive lifetime limited warranties. All installed by our highly skilled, highly knowledgeable team. Come ask us why Karastan is the best and most durable. G. Fried Flooring America. Our world is at your feet.
When you want to get away from it all, to a place where you can do everything, or nothing at all, surrounded by natural beauty and all the modern amenities you might desire, then you'll want to be here at the Wanna Be Inn on the beautiful shores of Manasota Key, Florida. To plan your escape, log on to wannabeinn.com.
There are many choices when it comes to AC companies. Our advice? Choose a company that performs employee background checks and is licensed with top manufacturers like Daikin. Daikin offers a 12-year parts and labor limited warranty. For better comfort and value, call Elite Heating and Air.
They're coming from Tampa, Fort Myers, even Orlando. They're coming from everywhere for the Sarasota Ford Promise. Our promise means a new car you'll love. If not, return it for one you do. At Sarasota Ford, we promise live market pricing. We monitor national pricing on our entire inventory, so you get the best deal. In fact, we guarantee it. Bring us any competitor's ad, and we'll beat it by at least $1,000. That's why they're coming from everywhere to Sarasota Ford, where 41 meets 301. SarasotaFord.com.
Coming up on Good Morning Suncoast, one local city is fed up and as people continue abandoning their boats. We'll tell you what stricter regulations could soon be on the way.
We are learning more about why Andres Avalos may have killed his wife and 2 others, what the state and defense are claiming in their opening statements.
And the University of South Florida Sarasota Manatee is celebrating its biggest donation ever. We'll tell you what the school plans to do with that money. Your Suncoast News starts right now.
Live from the ABC 7 studios, this is Good Morning Suncoast. We're here for you.
And we start this half hour with a tight shot of the Fruitville and Lemon area. That little circus top there is actually the bus station at 1st and 2nd Streets downtown.
A few cars on the roadway out there this morning.
Yeah, looks a little windy, I guess, because the shot is so tight right now.
Right.
I don't think I heard John mention wind. I heard him say heat, though.
I know. I was going to say the same thing. Hot, hot, hot. It is heating up on the Suncoast.
Yeah, let's get to that forecast now. Here's the star of the show, John Scalzi.
Good observation, Ray. Yeah, it is a little windier out there this morning than it was 24 hours ago, and that is going to keep our sea breeze a little closer to the coast today. Consequently, inland temperatures are going to be even warmer than they were yesterday. Yeah, and it was warm yesterday. We had at the airport 94 degrees. Way above average, 8 degrees above average. And today will probably be maybe 10 degrees above average, a little warmer, especially in inland locations. Big ridge of high pressure sits over the Florida Peninsula, giving us plenty of sunshine as we head through the day today. No rain in the forecast for the morning hours. And even in the afternoon hours, we only work in about a 10% chance of a shower, isolated. But maybe a little better chance of some moderate rainfall right along the immediate coastline as that sea breeze is kept close to the coast. Maybe a little further to the north as well. Most of the heavy showers yesterday were around the mouth of Charlotte Harbor. Maybe a little bit further north toward maybe Inglewood or Venice might see a better shower today. We'll have the complete forecast for you coming up in just a few. Back to you guys.
All right, Dr. Tim, this sounds in reverse. Right now, traffic building from downtown Bradenton up toward Palmetto. On the western of the 2 bridges, the Green Bridge, red right there. Also 14th Street. Showing a slowdown heading southbound. Also in Sarasota County, Fruitville Road has a slowdown between Tuttle and Beneva heading toward the interstate. And Clark Road also down there by Shade and Swift rather. And all clear right now in the South County map at 6:32. Topping our news this half hour, cracking down on abandoned boats in Palmetto.
The City Council had its first discussion regarding the new proposal last night. ABC 7's Rick Adams has more on the issue that's already impacting several Suncoast communities.
Well, abandoned boats here on the Palmetto waterfront has become a little bit of an issue. City officials are now talking about on how best to handle this problem. At times, abandoned boats have become an eyesore here on the Suncoast, including Manatee County and Palmetto. Chad Nimmons is a boat owner who is happy to hear that the city of Palmetto is taking a proactive approach to the problem.
As long as they're abandoned for more than a few months, it's a great thing to get rid of some of them.
The city of Palmetto has received complaints about boats going adrift, and there's even a boat sunk right now in the Manatee River, which raises a lot of environmental concerns. This has led Palmetto's police chief, Scott Tyler, to push for an ordinance that focuses on these derelict boats.
We have an abandoned property ordinance already on the books, and it mirrors state statute that addresses that, but it really doesn't specifically address boats or boats on the water. So that's one thing that we want to kind of do.
Tyler says the tweaked ordinance would give clearer guidelines on how a vessel is to be disposed of. The plan is to have an ordinance that mirrors Manatee County's abandoned vessel ordinance, which would make it much easier for the city to get assistance from the county and help make state funding more accessible. Boat owner Fred Towdy tells us he has some mixed feelings about this issue.
Some of them are an eyesore, but you got to give people the benefit of the doubt if they take the time to get back and repair the boat. So I guess if they're going to have penalties, they should have some warnings and time, give people time to at least try and do the right thing.
Currently, there are state penalties for environmental issues associated with these abandoned boats, and an owner of a derelict boat is responsible for costs associated with disposing a vessel. And next up with all this, a public hearing is scheduled for June 5th, so that'll give city officials a chance to hear what folks have to say. Reporting from the Palmetto waterfront, I'm Rick Adams, ABC 7, your Suncoast News.
The city will continue to accept recommendations at individual offices leading up to the June 5th public hearing as well.
An update now in Northport, where firefighters are battling a 3,500-acre fire. It began on Saturday at the RV Griffin Preserve. Crews are still on the scene monitoring hot spots this morning. It's only 35% contained, but fire officials say they believe they finally have it under control. Here are the experts. They are cutting fire breaks into the landscape in hopes of stopping the fire from spreading any farther.
There are some pockets in some areas, even some complete blocks that did not burn. And so what we want to do is we want to make sure that some of those hot spots that are adjacent to the unburned areas, that they don't kick up.
The smoke and ash from the fire is expected to continue lingering over the area for the next few days.
The trial of a Bradenton man accused of killing 3 people is underway and will continue today in Manatee County. Attorneys presented their opening arguments yesterday in the trial of Andres Avalos. He faces 3 counts of first-degree murder in the deaths of his wife Amber Avalos, her friend Denise Potter, and Reverend Tripp Battle. The state is arguing that Avalos acted out of jealousy, suspicious that his wife was having an affair, but the defense is focusing on Avalos's mental health issues.
The allegations are the things that he believed was in his head, what he thought was actually going on. I've had conversations with them where he, like I said, he truly believed there was people out to kill him because of his past.
If convicted, Avalos could be sentenced to the death penalty. That trial continues this morning.
Happening today as part of National Police Week this week, Venice Police will host the 2017 Sarasota County Law Enforcement Memorial Service. Events include a roll call of Florida's 2016 fallen officers, the posting of colors, and the national anthem. It is open to the public and begins at 10 a.m. at the First Baptist Church of Venice on West Miami Avenue. And later on this week, police in Bradenton will honor 2 officers from their department who have been killed in the line of duty in their history. Officers Steve Bennett and Carl Cox will be honored during the Manatee County Law Enforcement Memorial Service this on Thursday. After that service, police will unveil a memorial in the lobby of the department. The ceremony starts at 10:30 Thursday and is open to the public. Happening today, a group of fraternity brothers will pass through Sarasota as part of a bike ride for a good cause. The longtime college graduates are riding 850 miles from Miami to Tallahassee to raise funds and bring awareness to those with disabilities. The so-called Gear Up Florida team consists of men from across the country who are members of the Pi Kappa Phi fraternity. Each cyclist must raise about $2,500 to take part. The organization has raised more than $15 million since it began back in 1977.
It is also National Bike Month, and you can take part by biking to work this Friday. For those of you who don't do this already, Sarasota County is encouraging employees and all residents to try something different. Bike to work this Friday for Bike to Work Day. It's another way to maintain good health, good for the environment, and serves as a stress reliever as well. If you do bike to work, please share a photo with us by sending it to our Facebook page at mysuncoast.com. We would love to show it on our morning show. And local fishermen on the Suncoast have brought in their final haul of this year's stone crabs. The early numbers from the Florida Fish and Wildlife Commission show nearly 2.5 million pounds of stone crab claws were landed this year, with a value of about $26 million in total. Right now, it's slightly down from last year, and local fishermen say their haul was about average.
For me, I did about the same as I did last year. I only fished 450 traps, and they were productive, but I had my losses, some storms, boaters cutting some traps off. I ended up losing like 100 traps.
The Florida stone crab season runs from October 15th to May 15th.
A record-setting donation for the USF Sarasota Manatee campus. The university is set to receive a $3.5 million donation from one person. Bill Mariotti is an alumnus of USF. He has no children, and he's decided to donate the money from his estate when he passes away. He says it makes sense to leave a legacy to an institution that's been a community resource for more than 40 years. Here he is.
This is a great institution. It's here in Sarasota, and it's important to give back to the community. I want to see future students, adults succeed and have a place to come.
That big donation will mostly go toward facilities on campus as well as some scholarship programs for students. Imagine being in the position to give that much to a charity you care about like that, or a campus rather.
Must feel great.
Yeah.
Yeah, good for him.
Imagine.
Yeah, absolutely. He's gone a long way to providing a legacy in this area.
Yeah.
Yep, good stuff. We have some warm weather headed our way today. Again, temperatures are going to be steamy, mid-90s. Ouch.
And the beat goes on.
Yes, sir.
Still ahead, a pirate's life for Paul McCartney.
Coming up, we'll tell you more about possible spoilers that have social media buzzing this morning.
For your plumbing, electrical, or air conditioning, and services is qualified, and service calls are free. And services.com, AND services.com.
Credit card debt can ruin your life. If you owe $10,000 and minimum payments are siphoning away your paycheck each month, you can get debt-free in less time than you think.
I've paid $800 a month for the past 3 years and haven't changed the balance on my credit card.
Get debt-free now has a program to reduce your debt, stop the harassing phone calls, avoid financial ruin, and settle for less than you owe.
I feel like a huge weight has been lifted off my shoulders.
You're pre-approved for our special hardship program if you owe $10,000 or more. Upon payment of your new lower balance, your debt will finally shrink until you are debt-free.
My family no longer has 30 years of payments ahead of us at 20% interest.
There's no fees until you see results. So call now, make one monthly program payment, and free up your cash. Resolve your debt.
Call 800-685-6422, 800-685-6422.
I was always worried and scared. Mom was in pain. She wasn't going to get any better, and all the trips to the ER were painful for all of us. Then we called Tidewell Hospice, and everything changed. Now she has care in our home when she needs it, surrounded by family. We know we don't have much time left with Mom, but we decided to make the best out of that time. Tidewell Hospice, it's more than you think.
Are you Goodwill?
Yes, because when I donate
or shop at Goodwill, I'm creating a job. I am Goodwill, yeah.
Why settle for less? Get more for your money at Sunset Subaru in Sarasota. Nobody beats Subaru in service, quality, vehicle quality, and overall quality. And ALG named Subaru the 2017 top brand for residual value. Now lease the most fuel-efficient vehicle in its class, a new Subaru Outback for just $229 a month, or get 0% financing with complimentary maintenance included. Get more for your money. Go to Sunset Subaru in Sarasota.
For your plumbing, electrical, or air conditioning, and services is qualified, and service calls are free. And services.com, AND services.com.
Now, the official Suncoast weather with ABC7 meteorologist John Scalzi.
Current air temperature comes in at 72 degrees. We have a warm start to what will end up being a warm day. That temperature will rapidly rise into the 80s as we progress through the morning hours. Also, our dew point values are going to lift as well today. Right now, we're at 67 degrees. Today's the day we see our 70-degree dew points, I think, and they will be with us for a fair, decent part of the afternoon, making it feel kind of humid and tropical-like out there later on. East-northeast wind comes in at about 8. That easterly wind flow a little bit stronger today, and I think that that'll keep the sea breeze pinned a little bit closer to the coast. Also, it will become a little breezy a little bit later on near the coast in the afternoon as we get that little bit of a surge from the sea breeze building. 71 degrees in Arcadia, 70 in Wauchula Parish, Bradenton, both at 70, 71 Lakewood Ranch, Mayaca City, 72 in Northport. Closer to the coast, just a little bit warmer with 74 degrees at Longboat Key, 74 in Venice, and 73 in Inglewood. The fire danger index, which is an indication of how likely it is for a fire to start and then get out of control, is high today, higher than it was yesterday, thanks to the warm weather and lack of rainfall, especially in areas of highlighted here in red across the really entire center part of the state. We're looking at very high fire danger indexes. I think those will continue to rise across the region over the next several days, as any kind of widespread rainfall is really not in the cards today. A couple of areas of double-barrel low pressure back to the west, riding along a frontal boundary that's kind of stalled out. The southern tip of this cold front here will advance in general direction of Texas and help to kick off showers and thunderstorms there. In fact, anywhere from Texas all the way up to the western Great Lakes is the potential for some severe weather today. Big tornadoes and large hail, gusty winds, that sort of thing. Damaging storms. For us, high pressure will bring a very benign kind of atmosphere today, nosing in from the Atlantic across the Gulf waters. It's bringing us that wind flow that kind of brings a little bit more moisture to the southern tip of the state, and also some of that moisture may start to kind of try to lift a little bit further to the north, enhancing rainfall chances for areas over the last couple of days that really haven't gotten any rainfall at all, mostly from about Venice northward. Might have a little bit better chance right along the coastline of seeing an isolated shower today or tomorrow, particularly tomorrow. Warm again, a few coastal showers, increasing humidity. We have, again, this little trough of low pressure that exists stretching down through Cuba. That's the one that may lift a little bit further to the north tomorrow and bring a little bit better rain chance, especially across the southern tip of the state, but also along our area, right along the sea breeze front close to the coastline. High pressure brings most of the deep south fair weather, so Atlanta Airport, Raleigh, Durham, Charlotte Airport all look just fine. The radar view shows yesterday we had a few showers around the mouth of Charlotte Harbor that built and rapidly moved out into Gulf waters. And like I say, with that moisture lifting northward, maybe a few of those kinds of showers might be lifting a little bit further to the north over the course of the next several days. That's the hope anyway. A chance of a thunderstorm or two across the southern tip of the state, and then back to the west, the best chance if you're traveling to OKC or to areas of Austin again today. There may be a threat of severe weather. Across the region, well, warm temperatures will continue right straight through midweek into week's end. And the better chances of rain will come probably over the weekend as another little trough of low pressure kind of helps to chip away at that high pressure ridge. Back to you.
All right, thank you, John. Let's take a look at Suncoast traffic this morning. State Road 70 as you head east towards I-75, seeing an increase in traffic, as well as 301 towards that intersection of State Road 70. Also 41 as you head towards Cortez Road in South Bradenton. In Sarasota County, Bee Ridge Road as you head towards 41, seeing an increase in traffic, mostly due to that construction project that's been ongoing throughout the past couple months. And as we head into South County, not a whole lot going on. No accidents to report on the Suncoast. In this hour's Health Smart, the number of children and teens being admitted to hospitals for suicidal thoughts or actions is more than double what it was nearly a decade ago.
Well, disturbing news. The study was based on data from 32 children's hospitals from 2008 to 2015. In that period, there were more than 118,000 hospital visits where children and teens were admitted with thoughts of suicide or self-harm. The Centers for Disease Control and Prevention say suicide is the third leading cause of deaths for Americans between the ages of 10 and 24. Okay, on a brighter note now, comedian Kevin Hart and his wife are expecting a baby boy.
Hart wrote this on Twitter the other day, celebrating Mother's Day with my beautiful wife. In the caption on a series of Instagram photos, rather. One of those photos includes Parrish showing off her baby bump in a selfie. Hart has 2 children already, a 12-year-old daughter and a 9-year-old son with his first wife. Hart and Parrish met in 2009. They have been married since last August. Congratulations to the both of them.
Former Paramount CEO Brad Grey has passed away in his 50s. He launched some of Paramount's biggest franchises during his tenure, including Mission Impossible and Transformers. Before joining Paramount, Grey produced The Sopranos and The Larry Sanders Show. He'd been battling cancer. He stepped down in February. He was just 59 years old.
And it looks like you may be seeing Sir Paul McCartney in the upcoming Pirates of the Caribbean movie. He tweeted this picture of himself dressed up as a pirate, including the hashtag Pirate Life. While his tweet didn't have any other information, it seems to confirm rumors that he will make an appearance as a jail guard. Pirates of the Caribbean Dead Men Tell No Tales sails into theaters on May 26th.
It'd be hard to believe he's a jail guard. That's Paul McCartney. That's not a jail guard.
I know, everyone's going to know. It's always weird when you see people who you wouldn't expect to play some of those roles.
Yeah.
You're like, this isn't very convincing.
6:50 right now, still ahead. What has this elderly man jumping out of a perfectly good airplane?
When we return, we'll tell you more about the record he just set.
The Alfa Romeo Quadrifoglio charmed us all and crippled the competition. Rediscover your passion for driving at Alfa Romeo of Sarasota.
Enjoy some of the best Suncoast restaurants on me. Just go to mysuncoast.com/dining, sign up for the newsletter if you haven't already, and you can win a $50 gift card to a restaurant in our area. We'll pick a winner each week, so go on our website and sign up now.
ABC 7, your Suncoast News. We're here for you weeknights at 5.
Attention blood clot filter patients. Surgically implanted blood clot filters are potentially life-threatening. Some filters are prone to breaking, resulting in pieces of the filter moving through the body and causing internal bleeding. If you had surgery to implant a blood clot filter, you may be entitled to a cash award, even if you haven't suffered side effects yet. Call the Gold Shield Group now, 888-747-5291, to see if you qualify for a cash award, 888-747-5291.
I'm calling in regards about my mother, and I'm here, and I just want to thank you because it saved my mother's life yesterday, and I'd like to know the names of the people that came in and saved her. It's a wonderful thing. Thank you.
With Life Alert, one touch of a button can get you help fast.
For a free Life Alert brochure, call 1-800-962-4112. That's 1-800-962-4112. Call now, 1-800-962-4112.
Today, everyone is looking for more fashionable choices in flooring than ever before. And G. Fried has responded with a huge selection of carpets, tile, wood, laminate, and vinyl. Installed by a highly skilled team, G. Fried has got everything you're looking for and more. The next time you think about quality flooring, think G. Fried Flooring America. G. Fried Flooring America. Our world is at your feet.
With all the furniture choices you have, where do you shop? How about Bacon's Furniture and Bedding, now available in Sarasota? Treat yourself to a new Beauty Sleep Queen mattress set starting at only $399 and save up to $800 off an adjustable base with your mattress purchase. Find huge Memorial Day discounts of up to 70% off throughout our showroom with hundreds of items ready for immediate delivery. It's the Memorial Day sales event going on now at Bacon's Furniture and Bedding, available now in Sarasota. Nobody beats Bacon's.
Come on in, welcome to our pad. Trust me, folks, you're in for a ride. I'm driving, so relax. Why leave your buckets all behind? Get ready to blow your mind. In Beatsville, don't be shy. Come and make the scene. Catch the crazy party inside. The hipsters here are gone and dig, man, they're on to something big. Yeah, they're gonna flip your wig in Beatsville. Catch the gig in Beatsville.
Alfa Romeo got a lot right with the Giulia, but the handling alone is sufficient reason to get one. Rediscover your passion for driving at Alfa Romeo of Sarasota.
It looks quiet there right now, but as the temperature is near 90, you'll see a lot of boaters heading out of the 10th Street boat ramp later on this morning.
That sounds nice. I wish maybe I could go with them. That sounds enjoyable.
Now that you said that, I think you'll start getting invitations.
Oh, that's not what I meant. All right, 6:53 on this Tuesday. Let's take a look at some of the top stories we're following for you on the Suncoast this morning.
An update on that 3,000-plus acre brush fire in Northport. This hour, wildfire expert Patrick Mahoney from the state tweeted the fire is now 65% contained, up from 35% yesterday at this hour.
It's also National Police Week this week, and the Venice Police Department is hosting the 2017 Sarasota County Law Enforcement Memorial Service this morning. The event includes a roll call of Florida's 2016 fallen officers. That's today at 10 a.m. at the First Baptist Church in Venice.
And the biggest donation ever for the University of South Florida Sarasota Manatee campus, an alumnus named Bill Mariotti plans to bequeath $3.5 million to his alma mater.
All right, let's take a look at Suncoast traffic this morning. The Green Bridge as you head into downtown Bradenton, seeing an increase in traffic. Also 301 in both directions, really seeing an increase in that pattern throughout that area. State Road 70 as you head throughout that area, seeing some increase. Bee Ridge Road seeing the biggest traffic concerns in Sarasota County as we head into South County. Pretty quiet throughout that area. Not a whole lot going on your Tuesday morning. John?
So as we head into the afternoon, it'll be another warm one. Look for daytime highs that'll again top out in the mid to lower 90s. And I'm always told by medical experts that if you're thirsty, it's too late. You're already dehydrated. So be sure and take lots of hydration if you have to work out of doors today, because it is going to be a warm one.
A 101-year-old man from southwest England now holds the record for oldest tandem skydiver. Bryson Hayes skydived for the first time a year ago to mark his 100th birthday. He said last year's dive was such an amazing experience, he wanted to go again, which begs the question, have you ever been a skydiver? Would you want to? Start with you in the end.
No.
No. Haven't? No desire?
No.
No? Jacqueline?
I totally would do it.
Yeah?
Yeah. It sounds fun.
I always wanted to. Now I'm on the fence. I'm kind of getting scared about it. So I'm in the middle of you two, I guess.
No, never will do it. But I really admire somebody who, who's 90 years old to take an initiative and try something different. That's great.
101 in that case, yeah.
101 in that case. Yeah,
even better.
Wow, that's amazing.
Can you imagine? That's crazy.
Yeah.
Huh.
Good stuff.
Stay cool on this Tuesday on the Suncoast.
Have a great Tuesday for the rest of your day. Stick around. Good Morning America is coming up.